So hello, just on a little bit early so that if anybody gets here, you can just take a few moments to take some deep breaths. Letting your mind and body settle. Deepen your breath into a complete breath. And imagine you're drawing the breath in, you're creating space in your body. And as you create space, the breath fills it. And as you release, the breath moves out. Take a moment just to notice the movement in the chest. Chest comes forward and the upper back expands backwards. And exhale, and everything moves in. And now your rib cage all the way around. And exhale, just doing a little pre-class breathing. You have another couple of minutes. And then down to the belly and the lower back. Feel some movement there as we have just a minute before I'll start a regular class. If you're having any issues seeing or hearing me, you can put that in the chat. And I welcome you as you take some more deep breaths. And we're going to begin seated. So if you're laying down, you can get yourself into a seated position. And do some more deep breaths. And so I'm going to begin with you seated. And take about 2 more rounds of these complete breaths. And then bring your arms out, reach them up, interlace your fingers, press the palms up toward the ceiling. And we're going to have the arms up. They can be a little in front of the head or in line with the head, but your back's in neutral. So your back isn't rounded or arched. And now you're going to round your back, bring your mid back toward the wall behind you with the arms up. If the arms up is not a good position for you, you can bring your arms down. And then bring yourself up. If you can keep your arms up and lift your rib cage and lean back with your shoulders, arch. Do that once more, round the back and arch. Then come to neutral and bring one shoulder toward one hip and then the opposite shoulder toward the opposite hip and go back and forth here. So we're moving the spine. And now we're going to do those 4 movements. Arms come up, round the back, arch the back, come to neutral, one side, then the other, come back to center, release your hands out to a Y, to a T, let the arms come down, press into your fingers, come up tall. You're going to take the opposite hand to either leg, lengthen up and twist, maybe turning your head. And then unwind, go to the other side, opposite hand to the leg, lengthen the spine and twist. Now we're going to do all 6 of those movements. So unwind, come back to center, bring the arms up, interlace the fingers, press the palms up. Let's just do quick 2 or 3 rounds of twisting with the arms up. And then come back to center, round the back, arch the back. And do that once more. Then side to side. Once more. Arms come up, twist. Twice on each side. And then we're going to go through all 6 positions and hold. So exhale, round, but let the hands come down now. Draw the mid back toward the wall behind you for 2 more breaths. Then bring the arms up in front of you, interlace the fingers, lift the rib cage, lean back. In this one, bring your arms forward, parallel to the floor, reach the hands forward, lift your rib cage. Then bring the arms back up, if comfortable. Come back to neutral. One shoulder toward the hip, release the bottom hand down. Press that hand down as you open the side. 2 breaths here. Inhale, come up, hands come together, palms face up, go the other way, hand comes down, breathe. After your next exhale, come up, palms turn up, twist in one direction and let your hands come down. One hand in front and back. The front hand can be on the leg or on the floor. Turn your head if comfortable. Take another breath. And then inhale, the arms come up. Interlace your fingers, go the opposite way. Let the hands come down. And then bring your arms up. And bring your hands down to your thighs. Separate your legs with the toes pointing toward the ceiling. And you're going to bring your chest toward one leg to the center and forward. and then come up and around. Getting some movement through the midsection of the body, working the hips. Keep your lower back pretty much in neutral so you're not rounding and going back. This is like just circling. Go the opposite direction. And once more, come around, come back to center. And then bring your legs toward one another and bring yourself up to standing. And we're going to start by just marching the legs in place. So just lifting one heel and the foot and the other, and just get the body warmed up. You can move your arms if you'd like. And then bring both feet still. Find your neutral. Back isn't rounded or arched. We're going to swing the arms forward and back. And then let the arms swing forward and all the way up without hunching the shoulders. Exhale, come down, bending the knees, sweeping the arms back. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, up. 2 more times. Then inhale up, hold there. If you can come up off your heels a little bit or a lot, do that. And now we're going to sweep down and come into the forward fold and stay. Thighs can come back. And now we're going to come to standing, come up on the balls of the feet, and then come down to forward fold. 3 rounds. So inhale, come up on the balls of the feet, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Last one, come up, come down. And then inhale up, come up on the balls of your feet, stay here for about 3 or 4 breaths. If your heels don't come up off the floor, they can hover close to the floor, or you can come way up. And then release the arms down. Fold forward at the hips. Bring your hands to the floor. If you need blocks, grab them. So you can have your blocks at any height. And from either hands on the floor or moving your blocks, move the blocks forward or the hands forward. Bring the knees down. And if you've used blocks, set them to the side. And you're going to go down dog or puppy, back and forth. So hips come back, either puppy or down dog. Come forward or tuck your toes, lift your hips for down dog. Go in and out from table to either puppy or down dog. And then next time you come up to down dog, stay there, or puppy. Soften your shoulders. Press through the hands. Come down to table. And you can either bring your blocks in to stand up from here, or you can do down dog to standing. So either from table or down dog, walk or step your feet forward. And then bring yourself all the way up. Lift the rib cage, see if you can open the chest a little bit more. And then bring your hands down to your legs. And we're going to bend the knees and bring the arms forward into a chair position. So from chair, you're going to go forward fold, come up to chair. Forward fold, come up to chair. Once more. And now you can choose chair position with your arms forward, hands on the thighs, or arms up. See if you can bring your hips down. And then let your hands come down, straighten your legs. Come into a forward fold. Legs don't have to be all the way straight. Find where you get a good stretch through your hamstrings. And then bend your knees, bring your hands to the floor or blocks. Step your feet back and come to a table. And now you're going to lift up on hands and knees. So inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Reach up, reach one arm up. Get the stretch all the way up the side. Reach the other arm up. And then come back to center. Bring the arms out to a T. You're going to exhale and twist in one direction. Come back to center. Twist in the other. And go back and forth. And then come to a neutral position. Bring your hands down. Using your blocks, you can bring yourself up or go down dog. Walk or step your feet forward. Inhale up. Arms come down. Face toward the long part of your mat. Turn one leg out and the other leg in. And we're going to bring the arms in a cactus position. Bend one knee and come up. Bend your knee and come up. Making adjustments to your feet. Pressing in the back leg. Keep the hips moving from side to side. And then straighten the arms and legs. Keep the knee bent. Turn your head for warrior. From warrior, straighten your legs. Bring your arms up. Open your arms in a T. Fold at the hip. Touch the leg. Come up. Touch the leg. Come up. And this time when you come over, touch the leg. Reach up for triangle. Bend your knee for warrior two. Arms come down, switch sides. And then bend and straighten this knee. Arms in cactus. When you think you've got a good foot position and the hips are moving easily, bend the knee, straighten the arms, warrior two. And then bring the arms down, straighten the leg. Arms come up, triangle, come up, triangle, come up. And then this time when you come over, stay there, reach the top arm up, reach out through the arms. And then to come out, press into the feet, bring yourself up and out. at that warrior end. Bring the arms down, turn the feet to face forward, interlace your fingers, press the palms forward. And we're going to do a back bend here. Reach the arms forward, lift the rib cage. Maybe bring your shoulders back. As you reach the arms further forward, your shoulders might go back a little more. Neck is comfortable. Bring your hands down to your hips. Repeat that. Arms forward, reach them out, lift the rib cage. Neck is long. Once more. And we can add an arm movement here. So after you come back, you can stay here or bring your arms up a little bit, noticing the change in the use of the muscles. Each position is a different set of muscles. And you can bring your arms up as high as you'd like. If the arms come above your head or behind your head, you're putting more work on your back, so just be aware of that. Keep your arms forward. If it feels uncomfortable at any point, bring your arms forward. And then bring your hands down. Let's step the feet together. Inhale up. Crescent to one side. Come to the center. Opposite side. Come to the center. Step the feet apart. Turn one leg out, the other leg in. Warrior two. Straighten the leg into triangle. Come back up. Turn the feet to face forward, interlace the fingers, press the palms away, little back bend. And then we'll do the other side. Opposite leg out and in, bend the knee. Warrior two. And then triangle. Press into the feet, bring yourself up. Let the arms come down, turn the feet to face forward. Step the feet together. We're going to come into chair again, bend your knees, hands to the thighs, hold there. Fold forward at the hip, hands come to the floor, then come into chair. Down to the floor, come into chair. Forward, chair, one more. And when you come up this time, find your hand position and we'll stay here for about 30 seconds. You can come out sooner if you need to. About 5 more seconds. Okay, and bring yourself up. Let your hands come down. Inhale up. Forward fold, knees bent. Step back and bring your knees down. Round the back. Arch the back. And then lay on your back. Set your blocks or anything out of the way. And you're going to bend both knees and bring the soles of the feet to the floor to start. We're going to do some twisting. So we're getting the lymph moving through the body with these twisting movements, going side to side, squeezing, getting everything going. So now with the feet on the floor, find where your lower back isn't grounded or arched. So press the lower back into the floor, tailbone lifts, lower back lifts, and the tailbone points down. So do that again. That's the 2 tilts of the pelvis. Now you're going to bring yourself where there's not a tilt. So round your back. The tailbone's tilted toward the ceiling. Now bring the tailbone down and the lower back up until they both feel like they're about the same distance from the floor. That you're not tilting your pelvis. If you went any further, you'd feel like the tailbone was drawing down or back any, the tailbone would start pointing up. So that's your neutral. Get your neck comfortable. Bring your arms out to the side, either in a cactus or a T position. We're going to come up on the toes of both feet, lift one foot, and then the other with the hips staying still. If your lower back's in neutral, it'll be easier. If the lower back is rounded, your hips will move a lot. And then next time one foot is up, keep it there and bring the other foot up. And now see your lower back. Now the feet can stay down like this or come up parallel to the floor. Up parallel to the floor is a little working some more muscles because you're having to hold this up. And then lift one hip, bring it down, and then the other. So you're not really consciously moving the knees. You're tilting the pelvis from side to side to get that movement in your spine. And next time, whichever hip lifts, stay there. Shoulders stay down. Draw the hips away from the shoulders and see if you go a little deeper. Then come through center. Lift the other hip. Breathe. Shoulders away from the hips, spine is long. You can be looking straight up toward the ceiling or back toward the back shoulder, whatever feels most comfortable. Then bring the knees up, lower the feet down, straighten one leg. And the other leg, now you're not changing your back any. Your other leg, the foot can lift off the floor. The opposite hand comes to the leg before going any further. Keep that hip down and bring the knee a little bit across the body so that leg is rotated in as much as it will go. Now it's a hip movement. Lift the hip and come into a twist. If you can, lengthen through the straight leg. That's uncomfortable. You can have a little bend in it, but if your leg can straighten, you might get a little deeper in your twist. But the point isn't going super deep. It's going as deep as your body feels comfortable with. And that's not just your back, it's your whole body. Draw that top shoulder away from the opposite hip. And then 2 more breaths. Unwind, come back to center. If your hips moved a little bit, bring them to center. Switch legs. So the other knee is bent. Lift that foot off the floor. Opposite hand to the leg. Before going any further, knee moves toward midline. And then lift the hip and come into your twist. Turning your head as comfortable. And breathe. Shoulders drawing away from the hips. The more space you can make in the spine, the more comfortable the pose becomes and often gets a little bit deeper because you've created space that the bones can move through a little more easily. Two more breaths. And then unwind, come back to center. Bring the foot down, hands come down. Bend both knees. Stay here for 2 breaths, just in center. And then we're going to inhale, press into the feet, and lift the hips into bridge and hold there. Now, while in bridge, bring one arm up toward the ceiling and over your head. Bring that arm down. Bring the opposite arm up toward going over the head and down. If the arm movement doesn't work for you, just keep your arms down by your side, but you're up in bridge, your first bridge. And now we're going to exhale down and inhale up, alternating which arms come up. So next time one of the arms comes down, lower the hips, inhale up, opposite arm comes up, exhale down, arm comes down, inhale up, opposite leg. Now you can do this slow or fast. So you don't have to keep the pace I'm doing. You can stay on the ground for a moment, come up and hold for a breath, and come down, So go at the pace that works for you. You're going to do one more on each side. And then come down. And we're going to do one last one. You can use any arm position. Arms can stay down, up, or overhead. And we're going to hold. So press into the feet. Lift the rib cage. Lift the hips. Press into the feet. Lift the hips. Lift the rib cage to go deeper. Hands can stay where they are. Be up, reaching up toward the ceiling. Or if you like a different arm position, do that. Going to hold here for up to 30 seconds. Always listen to your body. If your body's wanting to come out sooner. About halfway through it, breathe. If you're not breathing, drop your hips down and find a spot where you can breathe. Maybe one more inhale, and on your exhale, lower down. Move your hips gently from side to side. Bring your knees back to center. Lift your feet off the floor with the back in neutral, hands to the thighs or the knees, either one. And then move the hands behind the thighs and start to bring the legs up to where you can hold them. They might go all the way straight. When you've gotten as deep as you can go, bend your knees a little, bring the thighs a little closer without letting your back round, and then see if you can straighten your legs a little more. So this is like the forward fold. If our legs were on the floor, we'd be folding deep in the hip, keeping our back in neutral. The floor is keeping our back in neutral. We're not getting the round of the back, but we're getting the hinge in the hip. So you can bend your knees again, tailbones pointing toward the wall in front of it. See if you can bend your knees a little more, and then legs towards straight. They won't necessarily go straight. We'll hold here for another 30 seconds. And after your next exhale, bend your knees, lower the feet down, come into a position for a final relaxation. Bring your hands to your chest. Take 3 deep breaths into your hands whenever you get into your comfortable position. And as you take the 3 breaths, let the legs relax, the shoulders drop, and the face get soft. Let your arms come down to the floor. Scan your body for any areas that need to relax a little more. So now you can choose to stay in Shavasana. Or if you'd like to come up, bend your knees. Knees come in toward the chest, rock from side to side a few times. And then roll to one side. And over the next couple of breaths, bring yourself up and come to seated. Take a couple of breaths here. And then bring your hands to your heart. Surrender your head to your heart. I honor that place in you of light, of love, of peace. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you for joining me this morning. My chat doesn't seem to be working, so I can't tell who's here, but I hope you had a good class. And have a good rest of your day and holiday weekend.